Hola amigos, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Emma and I hope you are having a completely awesome day. So this is the end of week 2 of my Twitter for Authors challenge. So I'll do a little update and then I will tell you all about my new friend, which is the most exciting bit of this video. So I have got some new followers on Twitter, so that's quite exciting. So I'm now on, I have notes and everything, okay? I'm so sorted, although my hair's kind of big today. We'll go with it. Okay, so I am now on 4,255 followers. So that's up 5 from last week. Now, that's not a huge increase, I appreciate. But bear in mind that although I'm learning a lot about Twitter and the different things to do, I'm not actually posting that much on there at the moment because I'm really wanting to get all my information together. Also, unfortunately, what I have discovered is that a lot of people believe that in order to do well at Twitter, you need to tweet 3 to 5 times a day. Honestly, that ain't gonna happen. I'm not gonna do that sensibly. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, no. So we're just going to have to work on Twitter with the parameters that we have, those parameters being that I'm not going to tweet that often. I'm not even going to do it every day. Honestly, I've got enough to do. We all have. So yeah, that was cool. Then the other thing that I was learning about that I wanted to talk to you about was lists on Twitter. Now, I didn't actually really know what lists were. Like I said, I've been on Twitter for years and I kind of click on my profile and I see these things and I don't bother to click on them. But my friend Sharon Booth, she messaged me and she said, do you know about lists? And I was like, no, I don't. So I set off to my Twitter account and looked it up, and this could be the key to me actually getting something out of Twitter and enjoying Twitter. So in case you didn't know, lists are where you can collect together people that you follow on Twitter under different categories. So for example, I've set myself up on this AuthorTubers. So all my AuthorTube friends like lovely Shannon, who's on YouTube as SD Houston, Ben Pick, who's running to write, who else? Oh, Margaret Pinard is on there. Everybody like that. I've managed to put them into one list. So that means that when I go onto Twitter, it's really easy for me to check people who I actually want to see what they're sharing on Twitter. So that was really, really handy. And you can pin some of your lists so that they show up at the top of your Twitter account. So it's super easy just to click on them. So that was a really, really helpful tip from Sharon. Thank you very much. The other thing that I thought was really handy is, I didn't know that you can do this, if there are accounts that you follow and you do want to see what that person is up to, but you don't necessarily want to see the things that they retweet, you can actually go to their profile and you can click on a thing so that it doesn't show you the retweet, just what they're actually tweeting. Now, I definitely wouldn't bother to do that for most people that I follow, but I can see instances where that could be quite handy. So that was another awesome thing I learned this week. I have also been getting more traction on my posts, definitely. This week has actually been very busy on Twitter because there's been quite a lot going on with the Romantic Novelist Association, and they've been using this hashtag a lot, which is respect romfic, respect romantic fiction. So I was sharing that and I changed my profile picture to kind of celebrate that, basically, yeah, respecting romantic fiction. Stop treating it like a guilty pleasure and something we should be ashamed of. I'm proud to write romance and people should be proud to read romance, in my opinion. So that's been really, really nice to kind of see that a lot on Twitter. But the big news is I made a new Twitter friend and this was awesome. So I noticed that I had a message on Twitter. Now, I don't often get proper messages on Twitter. It does tend to be a lot of rubbish usually, but I still checked it and it was lovely. So it was by a lady called Adara Spence. Now, Adara is not only on Twitter, she also has a YouTube channel. And so I will make sure that I put all the links to her stuff down below. And she sent me this really, really lovely email, which was just message, not email, which was just so lovely and helpful. So I really thought that it would be good if I read it out, and I did check with her that she was happy for me to read it out. So she says, "Hi Emma, I've just caught up with your Twitter challenge video. Fascinating. I found people use Twitter as a writer in two ways. The large accounts are the ones who post every day about their writing process. Okay. The smaller ones tend to attempt to sell their novels by spamming writers' lists. I and many other writers have actually muted the term. I found a sweet spot of sending one tweet a day, maybe two, if something really exciting happens, and this is usually relating to my writer and author goals. If you give your tweets time to marinate for 24 hours, then they'll be picked up by people from across the world regardless of time zone while still being relevant. As for selling books, the most successful people I've seen sell themselves as the writer first, then push their books about once a week, so the ratio isn't overwhelming for people's feeds. Think soft sell. After a while of being consistent, you'll notice the same people posting at the same times as you, who you start to build an acquaintance with. It's very much like walking into an office every day. I also use the hashtag writing community a lot, as well as hashtag am writing and hashtag am editing as well. These tend to signpost my tweets to the most people. I also make sure to only like other people's tweets as a targeted writing demographic, because I know my followers are writers and that my likes will appear in their feeds. I search the hashtag writing community tag about once a week and like various posts, and that way I find people tend to follow me back. I hope these tips help, and you aren't overwhelmed. I also rely heavily on the mute function for certain words and opt not to see people's retweets. It's also worth noting in terms of signposting to other content that people on Twitter sign up to it because they like words and the platform itself. Herding people to look at something else is going to be tolerated at best. Like I said, soft sell is best. I have 9,500 followers since 2019. I noticed you mentioning demographics and growth rate. Honestly, the writing community is a bit of an outlier here. I've read lots of websites that said a good Twitter demographic is lots of followers and very little follows. But that's only true for celebrities and very large authors who people find them because they like their books already. The writing community is about the writing, but it can be very friendly and encouraging. I don't have a single published novel yet, but I know I have a bunch of people cheering me on, following my writing progress and investing in it and me. Those are just my 2 cents. If you're looking to sell your books to readers more, I'd recommend TikTok. I'm on there too, but not very often, as it is more book and product orientated than the writing process. All the best, Adara. Isn't that just so lovely? I can't believe that she took the time out of her day to write me such a nice message and so much useful information in there. I hope that you took something away from it as well. I'm definitely going to be using a lot of what she says. I'm going to be producing like a little either PDF or a book or something at the end of this month, and I'm sure that some of her tips will end up in there. So I hope that you have found this week's little update really helpful. I think I might do a couple of other videos about specific things on Twitter that you can do, maybe about setting up lists and stuff like that, so that people who don't want to hear me just rambling generally can just come and look up specific things, but I'm not quite sure what I've got planned there. But anyway, have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you boop the like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you haven't already, so that you can watch lots more of my content, and I will catch you in the next one.